Hello everyone. This video I want to talk about the CZ75B Omega. I recently got this pistol. I bought this on a whim. This was discontinued in 2023. There's not a lot of material about the Omega series from CZ's website. It basically just says that the trigger system is a little bit different and that you can change out the decocker for a manual safety, and it comes with the manual safety in the box. Comes with the regular 16-round magazines. From the original appearance online, it's a little bit different looking 75B. Obviously I've changed the grips, but they come with basic rubber grips. When you get it in your hand, you notice that it's not 75B. It's SP01 that says 75B on it. If you notice the grip angle here on the beaver tail, this is not the same grip angle that's on the 75B. This is an SP01 lower that's been cut to look like the 75B and has the Omega trigger system. This is this SP01 magazine release. This is the SP01, slide lever stop, SP01 magazine release. This is the SP01 grip angle. This is a competition style hammer. This is not the regular hammer that comes in the 75B or the SP01. The sights, these are luminescent sights. They're not night sights, but they are absorbing light and will reflect it. If you pull it right out of the gun safe where it's nice and dark, you won't see anything. Put it in the light for a little bit and they actually will glow pretty bright. And you see that they stick up a little bit higher than normal. The regular 75B sights are terrible and they're really small, low profile. So these ones are completely different. And I think the hammer is even wider. It's wider than the original one. And when you get the Shadow series pistols, the Shadow 1 or Shadow 2, you'll see the competition style hammer is a different shape and it's a little bit wider than the regular 75B or SP01. So this pistol has some unique features to it, and when I took it to the range, I put 150 rounds through it, and I wish that I had more to put through it because this is the best out of the box pistol I think that I've ever bought. Better than the Shadow 1 and the Shadow 2 in my opinion. Because those are competition pistols and they cost so much, I was able to get the same results with this thing. It costs half as much. The trigger system is absolutely money. This Omega trigger system, now first off, you notice the angle of the trigger is different than on the regular 75B. It's thinner, and that the grip angle is a little different. That's one of the things that I would change, is how curved the trigger is in the 75 series. But I mean, it gets by. But this is so much more comfortable and it fits your finger shape better. So the it still is double single action, but the single action trigger pull is so much smoother than the original that you can gradually pull it through. When you're able to control the trigger pull this well, you can be really accurate. So that's one of the things that I've noticed that's the hardest for me, is the repeating the trigger pull. But with this, I can gradually pull through the trigger pull and I can consistently get good results with this. I had one of the best range sessions I've ever had with this thing, and I've never used anything like this previous to that. Nothing with the decocker. The 75B is not the same, the SP01 is not the same. None of them have that trigger system that this has. The trigger system is completely different than the regular 75B. So this is a different model in the 75 series, but at the same time, you get the same performance. This one is a little bit heavier than the regular 75B for some reason. It's like an ounce heavier, and you definitely notice it when you have it in your hand. But I already like it all steel, and I like the extra weight because it makes it able to control the recoil. And you can put bigger magazines in these ones too. You can put the SP01 magazines, and I think that you can even get the tactical sport magazine 20 rounders in this too. I'm not sure, I don't have that model, but I know that it will take the 19 rounders. Look at that unit. So this is a PSA that if you can get your hands on one of the Omega models, whether it be the 75B or the P01, the P01 that has the suppressor height sights with the decocker switching with the manual safety and the urban gray, I've been looking for one of those. They were discontinued also. If you can find one of these Omega models, whether it's online or in your local shop used, I would snatch it up. This is awesome. I have no idea why CZ is discontinuing this. And what's great about this is if you don't have any experience and you're a first-time firearm user and you don't have any difference between decocker and manual safety, this is perfect. You can literally switch them out and try both. So you can carry it cocked and locked, or you can carry it cocked and decocked. Does that make sense? So it's just all a user preference. And this model allows you to use either user preference. So I wish that I could get this in the 75 compact with this SP01 lower and everything, and kind of mix it with the P01 that had the full frame with the Omega trigger system with the suppressor night sights and these luminescent sights like this right out of the box. CZ makes a great product, but they don't offer a lot of different things. They're dropping the ball, in my opinion, on the market share. They can be taking a whole lot more customers away from other manufacturers. I personally bought a Beretta that I was extremely disappointed with. Then I bought this. I could care less about that Beretta now. All I want to use is this going forward and my other CZs. This has been one of the best purchases, I think, especially for the price point. I can't say enough about this. What you get for the money that you pay is awesome. The upgrades also include that they put a full-size trigger pin in there. It's no longer a hollow trigger pin. It's a full-length one. So that's one of the things people said would snap and break. So it looks like they made an attempt to, make an innovative firearm, but then they discontinued it for some reason. Their website doesn't give a lot of great details either. That's something I think that they really struggle with, is not having good details on their website. But definitely, this is a PSA. If you can get your hands on a 75B Omega model, do it. Subscribe for more. I disassembled the firearm to show you the internals here on the 75B Omega. So let's focus on the sear cage here. So if you look at your normal 75B, you'll see that this doesn't look anything like it. Here, there's no screw with 2 springs under it. There's a lot of travel in the trigger. You can see there's a big hole. I can stick my finger under there. There's a huge amount of travel that the trigger does on this Omega trigger system compared to the 75B. So there are some slight differences. This is an SP01 frame, by the way, too, with a competition style hammer. So this is an improvement, I would say, on the regular 75B, and it isn't much more cost, but they are discontinued, and if you do want one, I'd snatch one up while you can.